Hello everybody and welcome to just a little quick one. I have made myself some washers that I needed. They are 1.5 mil internal diameter and they range between 4 and 6 millimeters in diameter, but they are 0.4 millimeters, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2 millimeters thick. Now, you might hear the washing machine in the background because I'm doing a load of washing, but I just thought I'd show you because I print them and this is how they come on my filament printer. All right, so this is just straight off the printer bed. All right, so here's a few. That's a 0.4, that's a 0.8, that's a 1.2. All right, and then we have different sizes. Right, so I have different sizes. So you will see that there are. Right, that's 6 mil and that's 4 mil diameter, right? And I do the same, right? So these are just come off my printer last night. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting them, and I'll stop that one and just this one that's just fallen out, right? So I've got a very fine jeweler's screwdriver that's about 1.3, 1.5 diameter. Fits in the hole just nicely, right? So slide it in the hole. Then what I do is I just push the sides of it because I print them with a brim, and I just push the sides and that gets the brim off, and then I collect it all, put it all in there, and then what I do is that's basically done. See, it's as simple as that. And there I have my own little washer. All right, so the thicker ones, what I do is I've pushed the side off, so then yes, my hands are shaking a bit, and then I get my blade and it's on upside down, and what I do is I just push it on an angle sideways and rotate the washer on my finger like that, so it's rotating it, and all I'm doing is getting the extra of the brim off that didn't come off. And this is how I make my little washers on my 3D printer, on my filament 3D printer. And there you have it. I have my own, that would be 2 millimeters thick, right? So, and I've all got a nice little collection in there of 4 and 6 millimeter diameter, and there, and they start off like that and they end up like that. So how do you make your washers? Or do you go the easy way? Well, it's not the easy way, but see, look, just push it off, right? And it just pushes off. Move it away and then just go over it with this. So how do you do your washers? Or do you go to AliExpress or eBay or somewhere else? How do you get your washers? Because this way, this lot of washers cost me, sit down, 25 cents Australian for all of these. To, in my slicer, when I make stuff, it tells me how much material I'm using, right? See, there's another one straight off, right? That's what it looks like. So it tells me in the slicer, once I've designed it and got it into the slicer and set the slicer parameters and all that sort of stuff, it tells me how much it costs within the information that I tell it how much it costs me to buy a 1 kilo roll, and then it tells me printing time, cost of electricity, because I tell it all that in the settings of my printer, how much it costs roughly. Right, and it tells me per print, not just this, but any print I do, it tells me how much it's going to cost to make that part. Now, my resin printer doesn't tell me this. Well, not using the slicer software that I've got, but my filament printer, which is an Ender 3 V2. Right, here's one of the really small ones. Right, so I just push it on there, and I just push the sides of the brim off, because I print it with the brim because it helps it to stick to the bread of the printer. And then like this, I just go over it, and it's just, I don't know, I've been here for, I don't know, maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, give or take, while my washing machine's doing its thing while I'm waiting. And it's in the next room, and I just do this. And I do a few of these at a time, and I do brown ones because that tells me that it's either 4mm or 6mm diameter. I do ones in blue, which are a different size again, and then I do ones in black. So I have different sizes for different things, and I have different colours, which also tell me. So I know that the brown ones are either 4 or 6mm in diameter, outside diameter of the washer. And I have blue ones and I have white ones. So if I get my washers out, I shall show you. Right. So there's a blue one. There's a blue one. Right, now they've got a really big internal diameter. Right. Then I've got white ones. There's another white one. See, these are all ones that I've made myself on my 3D printer. Oops. And it's just do it while I'm sitting there. See, there's another blue one. See, you see the rings on it, if you can see it. All right. So I've got, or I make my own different ones for different sizes. And right, even down to, let me get one out for you to show you. Blue one, that's that size. And then I have really thin blue ones, which I will get. Oh, get it with the tweezers, be easier. But like that size. Alright. And I don't go to the shops and buy them, I print them. See, like, there's another one here. Alright, this one is 0.2 thick. 0.2 of a millimeter in size, in thickness. Alright? And I just create the size I want. Simple as that. And I just have them in the thing here. Right, there's another one, see? Another thin one. Right. So, as you can see, I've got different sizes in there. There's white ones. There's blue ones. I'll stick to everything. But yeah, there's red ones. So, it's just different sizes, and I keep them. And every time I get an old remote controlled toy or an aeroplane or something like that, or see, when you buy models, you come with bits and pieces, you put them together, keep the parts. See, and I also have great big huge thick ones, right? It's really wide, but it's only really thin, and I have a lot of them as well. See, so they're great, and they cost me an absolute fortune. Not, but they cost me absolutely bugger all, because I sit there and I design them. I just get into Tinkercad, I use for all this, and I just sit in there and I just draw them up to the size I want, the diameter I want, all that sort of stuff, and I just print them out in an afternoon when I've got not much to do or something, and I just print a couple up. Or if I need some, like I'm doing for my AD60 at the moment, I need some washers, so I just thought, yep, print them up, and then I put them in a bowl like this. And these are just little tart bowls, you know, when you buy chocolate mousse and whatever. I just keep those, and I use those for painting. I use them for everything. So see, put it on, push it over, and then you use it. So how do you make your washers? Like I said, Do you buy them? Do you buy them online, or do you go to the store? Because I've looked for little washers like this in the past, and they are very, very scarce here in Australia. Or you go to your hobby shop and they want $8 or $9, $8, $9, $10 for 5 or 10. Like, I've made probably 20 for 50 cents. So just think about it, guys. When you're doing this sort of stuff, we all have our bits and pieces, but if people want stuff, I'll make it. You just let me know. Because, like, I'll make them for you. But, well, here in Australia, but think about it with your own printer. You've got a printer? Think about it. Use your printer to help you to make your own models. So not just for, you know, like cylinder blocks and models and locos and stuff. Use it to make your washers, make your all sorts of other things. I use them a lot. I use my printers for a lot of things, and it's not just for parts like that. It's for washers, it's for bits and pieces, it's for all sorts of things. So it's called thinking outside the box, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Just use your brains. We've got them. Just use your brain to think, oh, I need one of these, or I need one of those. Oh, I've got a 3D printer. Oh, can I make it? Yes, no. Sometimes it just takes a bit of thinking because it's not the normal idea, or you've got to think of how you print it, on what direction you're printing it, as in which way, as in sideways, upside down, inside out. Or do you make it like a kit? Do you make it in 3 parts and then glue it together? Sometimes you need to do that. So just, yeah. So this is what I do, is how I make my washers. And it's simple. Just spend a bit of time in the afternoons or in the evenings, whenever. When I like at the moment, I'm waiting for my washing machine to do its thing. So I printed these up yesterday and I just clean them up now while I'm waiting. And it's in the next room, so I can hear when it's finished. You can probably hear it. So get yourself a set of jeweler screwdrivers, and they make useful tools as well as just screwdrivers, but for other things as well. So things like this, because it makes it so much easier. Just turn it over. Geez, my hands are wobbling like crazy today. Don't know why, but anyway, yeah. There you go, ladies and gents, boys and girls. And as always, feel free to comment. I like to see what you say, how you do things, why you do things, all that sort of stuff. There's a reason why we do everything, and it's not what you do, it's how you do. So show us or tell us what you do and how you do it, because that's what this modelling is about, is helping each other. And if someone has a good idea, why not share it? Say, hey, listen, this is how I do it. See, I just pulled that off and there's that one ready to go. All right, just a couple of minutes while the washing machine's on. So they do tend to string a bit because it is. And I'm printing these with a 0.4 nozzle, not a 0.2, not a 0.25. These are with a 0.4 nozzle. All right, so it's still the standard size. There goes the water. It's still a standard size on my printer. I do have a 0.2 nozzle, but I haven't started using it yet. But I will sometime this year, because there are some really fine detailed parts I want to print. And I will get to that. But like, see, look, I've just done a whole heap of these just then, just sitting here while the washing machine's on. I know I'm saying it over and over and over, but it's as simple as that. basically. Sit down while you're watching TV. You can do the same thing while you're watching TV. Just sit there with a container like that instead of putting your popcorn in your gob and doing whatever. Just do some modelling. Just if you have a 3D printer, or if you haven't got one, find a friend that's got one, or someone in the local area or something. Put it on your Facebook. Hey, listen, I'm looking for some people to print some parts for me. Anyone local? Whatever. People like me that have got 3D printers, they're more than likely to help anybody. Like if you're here in Australia and you want some parts, get in touch. I do resin and I do filament. So there we go. There's my new washers. So, alright, there we go. I shall catch you all next time. Thanks for watching and bye for now.